to my YouTube channel, guys. So in today's video I'll be doing a technical analysis on Bitcoin, and also I'll be showing you guys how I got into a buy trade on SPX500. So on Bitcoin, on the monthly time frame, the overall direction of the market is to the upside. So price was creating higher high, higher low, higher high, and then a higher low. So what I'm waiting for on Bitcoin is I'm expecting price to come back down into this trend line and this support level. So I was waiting for price to come into this zone, so for price to create a higher low around this region and then start heading higher to this blue zone to create a higher, to create a equal high, or to create a higher high. So but on the weekly time frame, so the weekly trend is also to the upside. So the weekly and the monthly trend are trending to the upside. So now this was the zone where I was expecting Bitcoin to come to. So I was expecting a further drop to this trend line and also this support level. But now that everything is pointing to the upside, so on daily time frame, if I go to the daily time frame, the daily trend is to the downside. So the immediate trend is to the downside. So price was creating lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high here, a lower low, a lower high, and then a lower low. So now this was the last lower high that was created. So now what I'm waiting for on Bitcoin is, though I said I was waiting for price to come back down into this zone, so for me to start looking for buying opportunity. But if price does not come into this zone and then price starts heading back up, so this is what I'll be waiting for on Bitcoin to get into a buy trade. I will wait for Bitcoin to break above this daily trend line. So if Bitcoin could break above this daily trend line and also break above this high, so this was the last lower high that was created before price created this lower low. So for this structure to shift from a downtrend to an uptrend, price will need to break above this last lower high. So this was the last lower high that was created, so price will need to break it to the upside and then came back. So this is how it's going to look. So I'm expecting a clear break of this level and also a break of this lower high. So after price broke above this trend line and this lower high, so I'll be waiting for price to break it significantly to the upside and then came back down to retest this level. So if price will break this level and then retest, so I'll be looking for buying opportunity to this next major level on Bitcoin. So I'm just waiting for the daily trend to align with the weekly and the monthly trend. So if price could take out this lower high, so now the trend or even the daily trend will now turn into a bullish trend, so everything will be pointing to the upside. So that's just what I'm waiting for on Bitcoin, just for this daily trend to align with the monthly and the weekly trend. If price was not coming back down to this level again, so if Bitcoin continue moving to the upside, so I'll just wait for a break of this level and then a retest. So after price retest this level, so I'll be looking for buying opportunity to this next major level for price to create a equal high or to create a higher high. So that's what I think is going to happen on Bitcoin at the moment. So on SPX500, so on my last video, I said I'll be looking for buying opportunity if I could see a bounce of this trend line and also a bounce of this Fibonacci level on SPX500. So I said that I'll be looking for buying opportunity inside this zone, and also there was a level here, there was a zone around this region. So I say I'll be looking for buying opportunity here if I could get a clear bounce of this level. So what I'm just going to be doing today is just I'll be walking you guys through how I got into this trade on the 4-hour time frame. So just how I got into this trade, that's what I'll be doing. So now on the daily time frame, price, so now we clearly get a clear bounce of this level. So price came back to touch the trend line, also the support level and also the Fibonacci level. So how I got into this trade was just basically because of this chart pattern on the 4-hour time frame. So this was a double bottom on a 4-hour time frame, and also this was a counter trend line. So I was expecting to get into this trade after price broke this counter trend line. I'm not really expecting this huge candlestick to form around this region. So what I was waiting for on SPX500 is just for price to get into this level and then start looking for buying opportunity. But when I see this candle and I see this rejection from here, so I identified that there was a minor zone around this region. Okay, there was a minor zone here around this region, as you can see. So after I see that this was where price was getting injected from, so that's why I did not enter this trade based on this candlestick. So I should have gotten to this trade with this candlestick, but after seeing this rejection, these wicks forming around here, so that's why I did not get into this trade. And then price came back down. Then so after price got into this zone and then started trading back to the downside, I already draw this my counter trend line, and then I'm waiting for price to break it to the upside to start looking for buying opportunity. But when price broke it, as you can see, price broke it to the upside with this bullish candlestick, with this huge candlestick. So I can't really got into the trade here. So this was a chart pattern on the 4-hour time frame. This was a double bottom. So price broke the neckline, broke the counter trend line, and also came back down to retest the neckline. So price broke the neckline and then came back down to retest. So that's just how I got into this trade. And same thing is happening on US30 as well, right? So on US30 as well, I also have a bounce of a trend line, a monthly trend line, and also a Fibonacci. So just basically the same thing. So that's just how it is. So after price came back down into this zone and also got rejected from this trend line, so price starts heading back up. So I used the same entry on the 4-hour time frame as well. So this was this was also a minor level and also the neckline of this double bottom pattern. So after price broke it to the upside and came back down to the test. So that's how I got into this trade on the 4-hour time frame. So so I'm now targeting this high. So I'm waiting for price to come back down, to continue heading higher to this next major level. So that's the end of today's videos, guys. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the videos. Catch you guys in my next video.